Hey everyone, it's Drayton from Scale Trains. I'm here with my coworker Josh, and we're excited for this time to model video. We're going to be talking about EMD SD38-2s with Josh's favorite railroad. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a different video today. I had to wear my Santa Fe hoodie because the latest run of Kit Classics HO scale steel cupola cabooses are in stock now, and Santa Fe is my favorite road name in that run. And Josh, he's one of our warehouse guys, so if you order Scale Trains directly from us, he's one of the guys that packs and ships your models and puts the candy in the box that everybody loves so much. And I don't think I've ever seen Josh show up to work without a train shirt on, so I had to wear one myself. And of course, with Josh being a huge L&N fan, we had to talk to him a little bit about SD38-2s. So first things first, Josh, what got you into the L&N Railroad?
Mostly my dad. He's been a longtime member of the L&N Historical Society, and he was president for a long time. So I kind of grew up with that, going with him to the conventions and such. And around 2016 or so, I got my first L&N engine and painted it, and it's kind of been a downhill slope ever since.
Yeah, well, I completely understand that. Once you start, it's like you just can't stop. So as far as L&N goes, what time period do you model?
I modeled 1978.
And why 78? Why so specific?
It ended up being that just because trying to find different prototypes I wanted to do, and some I could do, some I couldn't do with other times, so that's just where I kind of ended up landing.
Well, and the SD38-2s, they fit right into your era, and I know you weren't initially thinking about getting an SD38-2, but what made you pull the trigger?
Well, originally I was going to get one.
Oh, okay.
But I ended up getting two, since I modeled Birmingham, which is where they were stationed in 1978. I want to end up eventually doing the Boyles Hump Yard, and so that's going to be where they worked mostly. And so having a pair of those is going to be really good for that layout, and just really neat engines.
Well, and I thought Josh's shirt was just perfect for today because when the SD38-2s were ordered new, they actually worked at DeCourcy. Mm-hmm. And where is DeCourcy at?
DeCourcy's in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, just on the other side of the Ohio River from Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've ever visited DeCourcy, like in the last few years, it's kind of crazy because after Queensgate Yard opened up, DeCourcy basically just shut down. So there's still tracks there. I think Progress Rail has a maintenance facility there that they use to work on freight cars and maybe some locomotives too. But DeCourcy's really kind of a shell of what it used to be. But these locomotives went from DeCourcy to where? You said Birmingham?
They kind of puttered around Kentucky for a few years, but they ended up sometime in the mid-late 70s in Birmingham, and they pretty much stayed there for the most part until the end of their days in CSX.
Okay, I gotcha. So you, being from Alabama, wanted to model those, and what was your inspiration? I know you said you found some photos online and you thought it was really...
Yeah, I had some photos. My dad got to shoot all of them in the 80s. Mostly in family lines, but so I know he had an attachment to some of them, and it was just a really great engine for what I needed.
So what exactly did you do with the locomotives? You got them, and then you went right to work, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, first night I got them pretty much all weathered. Didn't have to change any details really.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, they were pretty great out of the box. Did that weathering and I think I put my own horn file on it, and that was it.
Nice. And I know you used a reference photo and you tried to kind of recreate that.
Yeah.
What photo is that?
It was a photo I found on railphotos.net, I think, or something like that. It was just a photo of them. I don't remember where it was located. I want to say it was Birmingham, but I found out I had most of the freight cars I needed to recreate that photo, so I set it up and tried to recreate it best I could.
Is that probably what your favorite thing to do in modeling is, as far as like recreating certain scenes?
I like to try to make things as realistic as possible.
So if you had any advice to somebody who wanted to start modeling the L&N, I mean, L&N was such a large railroad. I often forget how large L&N was, but then I talked to Josh and I'm like, dang, they were like over 6,500 miles, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood. So if someone wanted to say start modeling the L&N in the 70s or right up to the Family Lines era, what advice would you give them?
Have fun. There's a lot of photos online. There's photos on the L&N Historical Society page. You can find photos anywhere and find what you like and just find engines, find freight cars, and you can always run any type of freight cars you want with anything.
Well, and that's a really important point too. You know, time to model is all about having fun. And you know, this series was started during the pandemic as a way for modelers to connect with each other. And you know, I think a lot of times modelers can get into the weeds and lose sight of what it means to have fun and get real enjoyment out of this hobby. And yeah, the SD38-2s, they may have only run in 2 yards on the system for L&N and eventually CSX. But it's your railroad. You can basically create your own world, and as long as you're enjoying it, you're having fun, that's really what matters.
And the SD38s did get out on the road every once in a while. I've got pictures of them leading some 6-axle U-boats in Kentucky, sometimes in Birmingham. So they get out and run on locals and other things like that too.
Nice. And one thing I wanted to mention too, you know, we recently announced our all-new museum quality locomotive, the SD45X, and Josh here just had to get one. And it kind of left me scratching my head like, Josh, you're an L&N guy. Why are you buying an SD45X? It makes no sense. And what did you tell me, Josh?
There was a lot of SP run-throughs on L&N, and even if the SD45X didn't maybe make it to Alabama, it's my railroad.
There you go, exactly. And I want to give a quick shout out to that channel on YouTube, It's My Railroad. I love what you're doing. We love what you're doing. It's a really great channel and might be a great source of inspiration for fellow modelers. But you heard it here first. So, you know, if there's a railroad that you want to model and you need some run-through power, the SD45X would be perfect for that. Even if you're an L&N guy, and same thing for Southern Pacific. They had run-through power all the time. So, you know, in the Southern Pacific SD38-2s are also in stock. They've been long awaited. I know Paul, being an SP guy, couldn't wait for those models to come in. So there's a lot of great road names in this first run. You better get them now though. Click the link in the video description because we anticipate these road names to go pretty quick, especially Southern Pacific with the several different road names that we're offering. My favorite is the one with the orange beacon light on top. That was the only road number that had it. So really, really cool road names and paint schemes in this run. So with that, Josh, I want to say thanks for hanging out here with me today. Time to model.
Enjoyed it.
We'll do it again sometime. Maybe we'll do a video on your custom GP30 sometime.
Yeah.
Josh could not wait to have an L&N GP30, so he took one of, it was a Union Pacific, right? He took a UP unit and completely customized it and painted it, and you had it, what, done in like 5 days?
It was
something
yeah,
like
just
that?
about a week.
Yeah, this guy's a madman. So we'll have some more videos with Josh in the future. So with that, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. Hit that like button because it really does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. We'll see you next time here on the Scale Trains YouTube channel and the Time to Model series.